What's up, YouTube? It's this guy 6. It is October 23rd right now. Quite a ways away from my last video. Don't get too mad at me. I did whatever I could. It's really hard to do videos on that truck. You can't do them in the sleeper because it's too damn dark and it's too noisy. I could kind of get the camera on me while I was driving because my trainer had one of those little holders on the cell phone, and I recorded a video like that, and it's just so noisy in the trucks and on the street. You could just, I mean, you couldn't hear anything I was saying. So this is I'm sorry it took so long, but here I am. I'm alive. Finished training on the 28th of October. Not 28th. 18th? Yeah. I officially finished my training with my lead driver on the 18th of October, and I think it was the 18th, somewhere in there. And I guess the way that it worked out was my co-driver had a lot of down. I guess his rig shit kept happening and was in the shop. So what they did was they took those days that he was in the shop and they just kind of added them on because you need to be driving. You need to put so many miles down and excuse me, and all that bullshit. So he had all these days after I got done, and I was like, whoa, what the fuck? But it ended up working out because my lead is actually supposed to go home. He's supposed to be home tonight, which he is. I think he should already be home. So the way that CRST worked, it was because me and my co-driver were co-drivers. They're like, well, screw it, we'll just keep him with his trainer. With my trainer, and I just kept running it, and it was cool as shit. We were running hard, man. I'll tell you, it was fucking crazy. If you guys get the chance, go out with an owner op, because an owner operator that knows what he's doing. I'll put it that way. Not driving wise. I'm talking more trip planning, because I've heard about multiple owner operators that don't give a shit. My owner operator did. They'll plan out their routes. They'll plan their trips to where basically you're going from one area to the next, and you're getting loads one after another. I guess the way that it works is there's a little map of the United States, and there's green states, which are the best states to get loads out of because there's always something coming out of them, and they have the best rates. And there's yellow states, like California is a yellow state, Illinois is a green state. So yellow states, they're not the best, but you know there might be a lot coming out of them. Like California, there's always something coming out of California usually, and same thing with Texas. But the rates aren't as good. And then there's red states. Red states are like Oregon, Washington. Most of the United States is red, and those are states that usually when you go to, you're going to be sitting, like Utah. Utah is a red state. So I had a lot of people from my class, a lot of my friends that actually got stuck in Salt Lake City multiple times. Just because they were either with company drivers, they were with owner operators that just didn't give a shit. So they got stuck a few days, and for an owner operator, it's a lot more of a bigger risk than it is, I guess, for us company drivers. Because as a company driver, after you've been sitting for so long, they give you layover pay, which, I mean, really and truly, guys, layover pay fucking sucks. I think it's like $40 a day. After 2 days or some shit like that. It's totally just not worth it. But owner operators, it really sucks because it really does fuck with them. But if you guys can go out with an owner operator, definitely try to go out with an owner operator, and pray to God you get one that knows what he's doing. My trainer, huge Baltimore Ravens fan. I don't really want to say his name on here just because, but he knows I did YouTube. So first name's Don. That's what I'll say. Is his first name's Don. Fucking killer guy. If any of you guys get him, I mean, y'all are in for a treat. He was a great trainer. I got nothing bad to say about him. I had to switch trainers. I don't know if I said it in another video, but I did have to switch trainers about a week into it. Me and my original trainer, we just weren't clicking. He was a cool dude. I got no issues with this guy. Like, he was a real cool guy. Apparently, he was talking massive shit about me, which is bullshit. I mean, you get a student and you expect the student just to know the ins and outs and to be able to drive while you go do whatever the fuck you want. It's bullshit. But anyways, that's done. I'm done with that. He was a cool dude, but I couldn't learn anything from him. I could, but the way he was teaching it was not the way that I was picking it up. And I mean, some of you guys are going to get what I'm saying right away, and others of you won't. But you know, I mean, certain people have certain ways of teaching. and you're either going to pick it up from them or not. And I just wasn't, it wasn't clicking for me. Like, I got the concepts that he's explaining to me made sense. I understood the concepts, but I didn't understand how to apply those concepts. It's where when I got with Don, it also started clicking. So, you know, that's why I probably said this before, but, you know, if you guys get a trainer and you all feel like it just ain't working out, don't be afraid to get a new trainer. That trainer that you're leaving is probably going to be pissed at you, but, I mean, it's cover your ass. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. I mean, if you know, you're going to piss him off, but if it means that you're going to be able to learn how to drive and that you're going to be able to do this job, then as far as you should be concerned, he can go fuck himself. You know, that's basically where that's at. Ladies, if you are planning on doing CRST, be careful. Because I'm sure a lot of you ladies have heard a lot of the bullshit about the sexual harassment and all that shit. I have friends that I've heard stories and I've seen it. It does happen. It's not, a lot of people are going to try to sugarcoat it and go, no, it doesn't happen. No, it doesn't happen. Oh, that's bullshit. Oh, it's bullshit. It's not bullshit. It happens. Now, there's a difference between legitimate sexual harassment and when you're sitting there being all fucking flirtatious with the guy and he takes it the way that you're putting it out, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh no, I don't want it. That shit's bullshit, and if that shit happens, then I mean, I can't help you. But you know, if you get on a truck with a male trainer, and you know, I mean, he might start saying some shit and makes you uncomfortable or whatever, then you get off the truck. You call safety, you get off the truck, they will make sure you get off that truck, and he really can't do anything about it. But the easiest way to get around that shit is to just request a female trainer and really, really push for that female trainer. It's not guaranteed. I'm not going to tell you that if you push for a female trainer, it's guaranteed, because it's not. Most of you already know this is a predominantly male profession, you know, so it makes it really, really hard for the women that try to get into this to find a female lead, but really, really push for that. And I mean, if you guys know anybody, I mean, that's even better. But if you don't, just push. You know, every day through orientation, you just, you know, push, ask, figure it out, and let them know that you don't really want to go out with a male because you've heard a lot of bullshit and you know firsthand. And I mean, you could even just tell them, like, I've had friends tell me their personal experiences and blah 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 and whatever. You know, I mean, if you fight enough, eventually you're going to get something. So just keep that in mind. It's not guaranteed. You know, I'm not going to sit here and tell you, oh, if you get a male trainer, it's just going to happen, because it's not. But it does happen. So that is something that you just, you know, you got to keep in mind. But other than that, training was cool. Learned a lot of shit, obviously. Had a lot of fun. Was able to recognize a lot of my flaws as a driver. And you're going to have a lot of them. Guys, what they teach you in school is to get you your license. I mean, once you get out there on the road, there's a little light thing that's like right here, for those of you that can see it, and it's because there's a lamp behind me, but I don't want to turn it off because then you guys can't see me. Anyways, the stupid shit that entertains me. The stuff they teach you in school, like if you go to Riverside ASD, the stuff they teach you in ASD is specifically to get your license. Once you get out there on the road, I don't want to say that shit goes away, because it doesn't, but put it to the back of your mind, because your trainer is going to tell you how to drive their way, and what they know how to do, and you just kind of got to take their word for it, because obviously they've been doing this shit longer than you. I mean, now if you get a trainer that just absolutely does not give a fuck, like I've heard about some of these company drivers that train, they just don't fucking care, you'll be able to recognize that pretty much right away. And at that point, I would request a new trainer, because if your trainer's just going, okay, yeah, you're doing great, whatever, and he's not telling you how to improve on anything, unless you guys have prior driving experience, then you probably shouldn't be with that fucking trainer anyways. But yeah, I mean, training was a lot of fun. I mean, this job is a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. I was originally going to try to do the 2010s, and the person that I was going to do the 2010s with, one of them, bailed on me. My other partner and I were still cool, but our third bailed, and it fucked everything up. So now we're going to run normal teams. Hopefully we can find a 2010, another 2010 person. Our third was a female. We got along really, really well during school and all that stuff. And she just went through some personal issues, and I don't even know if she's going to be driving for CRST anymore or what's going to happen. But my partner's like, we should still get another chick. I mean, it'd be kind of cool just because I get along with women a hell of a lot easier than I do with guys, and it's always nice to have that female opinion on things. But I mean, if it ain't gonna fucking happen, it ain't gonna happen. If we get a third that I can deal with, I'll be fine. But yeah, so then that's kind of what that. I mean, that was really the only issue that I had throughout training. I butted heads with my trainer a couple of times just because he's telling me stuff that I don't agree with and shit that irritates the hell out of me. But I mean, that's what they're going to do, and they're going to tell you things that you don't recognize that you're doing, but you just kind of got to take it with a grain of salt and go, fuck, I might actually be doing that. So yeah, that's that. Let's see, finish training. I was gonna talk about all kinds of shit, and now I just can't fucking remember. Right now, I'm in a hotel. I'm in a Motel 6 in Memphis, Tennessee. I got to catch a Greyhound bus at 3:05 in the morning. I'm going out to Oklahoma City, where I'm going to meet up with my co-driver. The only bad thing about having an owner op that was really anal about where he went, because kind of fucked me over in a sense, because they tried to get him to take a load out to Oklahoma City, and he denied it. And the whole reason why they're trying to get him to go out to Oklahoma City is because of me, so he can drop me off. He denied it, and we ended up taking a load up to Memphis, which is where he lives. So it's like, I understand kind of where he's coming from. He's still making pretty decent money, and it gets him home. Either way, I'm taken care of. It's just I have to go through more stages, but I mean, whatever. So is trucking. That's just kind of how the fuck it goes. But yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else to cover other than the fact that I'm done with training. Everything went well, and I'll be driving with my co-driver. I'll be able to make videos more often. How the publishing them up on YouTube is going to go, I don't know. They will all be up there at some fucking point. But when they're going to go up there, I have absolutely no idea. So as it stands right now, when I get up to OKC and I meet up with my co-driver and we get our truck, we run for 2 weeks, and then we have that 5 days off. I'm going to spend my 5 days off in we're going to Texas, and then I'm flying to Massachusetts to go meet up with this little girly friend, and then I'm gonna come back and start driving again. Like I said, this whole not being able to do 2010 has just totally both my co-driver and I, we got like flipped on our ass, and we're still looking at the world upside down a little bit, which is fucking ridiculous. But what are you gonna do? Things to expect during training. My trainer, Don, was pretty anal about taking showers. We got to a point where all we was getting was air freight, and air freight's very don't stop unless you absolutely have to. Like, to obviously switching drivers, you can stop, stuff like that. But like when you stop for like an hour to take your shower or whatever, they have an issue with it. I mean, that's just air freight. But air freight's your best friend. You want to be on good terms with air freight, because if you're not going to get their loads, and we run a lot of air freight as CRST drivers. So we just started getting a lot of air freight loads in the last couple of weeks, and we weren't able to shower, and it really fucking sucks, but I mean, you keep yourself up in whatever way that you can, and you guys don't run around smelling like fucking apes that just dug themselves out of a shit pile, and it ends up working. So at this hotel, I'm really happy because I get my own shower, and I'm doing my laundry, and it's this big fucking thing. So I'm not going to go in there and fucking take a 4-hour shower just because I can. But don't expect to take showers every day, because it's not going to happen. I've heard from other people of mine that, that their trainer, they only shower like 3 times their entire 28 days. It could happen. There's no excuse for it, but it could very well happen. So it's kind of go in there prepared for the worst and hope for the best. Baby wipes work out great. For guys that have like cologne, women perfume, stuff like that. That shit works out great. Make sure you all have deodorant. You know, but, you know, I mean, wipe yourself up when you can't, you know, I mean, y'all know where you smell the most, you know, clean those areas and keep them good. And then, you know, when you guys can shower, then shower. But, you know, if you guys can't, I mean, it's up to you what you want to be smelling all day on that damn truck. Let's see, what was the other thing? Showers, food. If my driver had a, Don had a microwave on his truck, which was kind of cool. I never used it, so it really didn't matter for me. But some drivers have little single burner propane stoves, or I mean, it depends on what they do. Like some people have crock pots, some people, you know, barbecues or whatever. It depends on what you guys want to do. But like pretty much all I ate this whole time has been Subway, and I'm losing weight, so I'm not really tripping. But you know, you kind of go from truck stop to truck stop, and I mean, you guys know me. I can't eat a lot of the fast food like McDonald's. McDonald's fucks me up. So I got to stay away from McDonald's. We pulled into a couple truck stops that only had a McDonald's, and I'll tell you, that shit was bad, because when you guys are fucking out there starving and you're going to start your shift and you just woke up, you guys need to eat something because you got to get your body going. But I tell you, that was not good. So you know, you all kind of know yourselves. For training, you're just going to have to be flexible. You guys aren't going to be able to go out to restaurants all the time, and you're not going to be able to cook your food all the time. You know, just kind of look, when you pull into a truck stop, look at what's around you. You know, figure out what you can and can't eat, and do it. You know, Subway works out pretty well for me, so that's what I eat. That's what I ate most of the time, was Subway. I mean, we were able to stop and go to IHOP, or I think I went to a really shitty Denny's one time. I wish I remember where it was, because I would tell you all to stay away from it, but I don't. You know, Buffalo Wild Wings on Sundays because football was playing. You know, so I mean, we did a few things that were kind of cool, and you know, in our downtime and all that stuff. But it's just not normal. So don't expect that shit. Let's see here. What else? Sleeping on the truck is a bitch. You wake up, you hurt, you're sore. You know, the first few nights I was waking up every fucking hour on the hour. It was absolutely ridiculous. You know, and I mean, you're gonna wake up. You're gonna be sore because I mean, you're getting bounced around all damn night in the truck. No matter how smooth of a driver you have, you're gonna get bounced around. It's going to happen. So, I mean, it's not unbearable. You know, like you're not like waking up and hunched over and, oh God, I can't bear it. You know, no, you're fine. But, you know, you can tell. You're like, shit, I'm fucking sore. You know? So, when you get into your own truck, like what I'm going to look into is buying like a memory foam pad or something like that. Something that just gives that mattress a little bit more cushion, because you're on this really, really thin mattress on a really hard plastic cradle. So, I mean, there is no forgiveness in that thing whatsoever. Let's see. So sleeping takes a little bit to get used to. I mean, once you get used to it, it's not really a big deal. I would recommend bringing, you know, like I brought a pair of basketball shorts and sweats, and a pair of sweats along, and a short sleeve shirt to sleep in. When you're able to change, it works. When you're not, it doesn't. But always have something. Like I was sleeping in my jeans and t-shirts most of the time, just because it's easier to go, okay, I'm gonna go crash out, go to bed and whatever the fuck you're wearing, wake up and whatever the fuck you're wearing, and then, you know, you take a shower in a day or so, and then you can change, get freshened up and whatever. I mean, that's just kind of what worked out for me really well. Excuse me. When we were getting to the points where we couldn't shower for a little while, but yeah. Damn, what else? I guess really the only thing that I can say on that note, I mean, after that, I mean, obviously, if y'all have any questions, I mean, feel free to comment, ask, whatever. I know a couple. I've been hit up on my first video a few times, and I mean, I like it. I mean, you guys, you know, feel free to message me, tell me whatever. I mean, as long as you're not telling me what an asshole I am, because I'm not an asshole. But I mean, you know, as long as you guys are going to be somewhat respectful. I mean, I mean, I mean, hit me up, talk to me. I mean, I'm not a very scary person. The only thing that I could really say, I guess, that really prepared me for it was trucking. It didn't prepare me, but I wish someone had told me trucking is a very, very day-to-day thing. Some days you're going to wake up, you're going to feel great, you're going to drive, you're going to be able to bust out those 10 hours, 10, 11, 12 hours, 10 to 11 hours, no issue at all. And other times you're just going to be dragging fucking ass. There's going to be days where there's no issues, and there's going to be days that all it seems like there is that there's issues. Don't let that stuff like discourage you. Don't, like, and I tell you this from experience, because my thing is that when shit starts going wrong and it just keeps happening, I flip the fuck out and I don't know what to do. And it takes me a little while to come down from that. So the best piece of advice I could probably give to you guys is just, take the shit a day at a time. Actually, the waitress in IHOP told me just the other day, she goes, the temporary doesn't matter. Why she came up and started talking to us and telling us this shit, I don't know, but I'm glad that she did, because it makes sense. The temporary things don't matter. You take your life a day to day, and I mean, you're going to get pissed off. You're going to be sad. You're going to be happy. You're going to be whatever. Those little things, they're not going to permanently affect you for the rest of your life. I guess is what she was trying to get at. And I mean, however you guys take it and use it. It's going to mean something different for me than it is for you, but the temporary does not matter. If you guys let the days go by and every little thing's fucking with you like I used to do, you're not going to make it out here. So just kind of, roll with the punches. And shit is going to happen. I mean, shit is just going to hit and hit and hit and hit, and it's never going to let go until finally there's a break. And you're like, holy shit. What the fuck happened? And then you know what? It's going to start hitting you again. Just let it go. It's a hard job. It's not. It's easy as far as like the physical acts of what you are doing. Driving the truck is easy. And that's all easy. But the mental the mental and emotional shit that this job can throw at you sometimes, if you're not expecting it, it's a lot to deal with. But other than that, I mean, I'm having a fucking blast. I could see myself doing this for a while, like longer than the 8 months. I don't know if I'll be with CRST, but I can definitely see myself in a truck, running. I mean, I could see it happen. I'm having a blast, and I guess that's what I should leave with. So, y'all take care. You guys be good. If you have any questions, let me know. Feel free to hit me up. Like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. And I will see you in the next video.